To top builder. Dylan, you want to share the other side of that screen real quick? The other tab. And so I have Dylan today. He's talking about lunch money. This is his project inside of Top Builder. Dylan, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Car?
Doing good. We're getting towards the end of the day here at the lab, and we save the best for last, right? So
Kick back, drinking beers now at the
no,
lab.
no. Drinking the last of this caffeine, so we can get through the day. But I'm here for this though. Tell me about your project and tell me about you.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm the solo founder or starter of Lunch Money. Lunch Money is basically it's a Chrome extension and a library to connect websites with users that are browsing their websites using the Lightning Network to kind of use that to disintermediate or get rid of a lot of these like ad networks, a lot of these kind of like Facebook tracking pixels, kind of removes the need for these intermediaries by simply just connecting users with the websites, the owners of the website they're visiting. So I had this idea, and we'll get into it. So it's a lot more simple to understand when you see the demo from, and that's something I got from doing this Top Builder hackathon. But basically, I had the idea of when I've been implementing things like Mixpanel, Google Analytics, like Heap Analytics, every SaaS product that has the name analytics in it for the last 15 years, I've probably implemented it on at some company that I've worked at. And when I started working in Bitcoin about 6 or 7 years ago, I was implementing that again for a site, and I just kind of thought like, wouldn't it be cool if we could just pay these users for this data instead of kind of like sucking it up in the background without them ever knowing? I'm sure they would love to make a little bit of money off of it, and we would love to have it, and it would make a great relationship with us. And so I kind of set out to start building that, and that's kind of where we are today with Lunch Money.
That's cool. And tell us about why the name Lunch Money? Because I think this
Yeah,
is a good idea. There's a reason to it. So go for it.
yeah. So it kind of started with beer money. So like you can make a little bit of beer money off of your data. But then I thought, man, maybe beer money is a little too on the nose. So maybe I'll do something a little bit more palatable for people. So I went with lunch money because the idea is like you're not gonna you're kind of like making little bits of money. So it's not like you're going to get super rich off of this app. And I mean, maybe in the future, I think there is the potential to make some actual serious money off of with an app like this, especially as kind of the network effects scale up towards this. So hopefully at that time, people are making their basically their salary on lunch money, and then the name seems funny at that point. But it really kind of just started of like, hey, I want to help you make some like money to pay for your lunch. If I can pay for your lunch every day with lunch money, like that's a success to me. So that's kind of my goal for this. It's like I just want to I just want to help people pay for their lunch with this Chrome extension.
Oh, that's great. That's fantastic. So show us the app.
Yeah,
Let's see
yeah.
it. Yeah.
So it's really simple. Like it's going to go really fast, and that's kind of the point of it. Is like I wanted to keep it simple. So let me just copy this. So I'll show you the Chrome extension first. So there's two sides to this. There's like the end user, all the plebs out there who would go to the Chrome Web Store and install this Chrome extension. Just like you can see here, I have like Albi and I have like my extension and a bunch of other extensions here. So mine is just going to sit right there next to Albi. When you open it, you'll see it's got some like really basic kind of like wallet functionality here. If I go to the settings here, this is where kind of the magic happens. So one thing I want all the plebs out there to notice is that this is all happening locally on your machine. This isn't actually like hitting any web server, any centralized server or anything like that. So you can see here, this is hitting files that are all stored from the Chrome extension stored on your computer. So yeah, it's not a website you're visiting and logging into right now. So you'll see here, like I have my activity. This is kind of that same view you saw here where it shows like the total sats that I've earned. This is all in my testing right now. So I've been kind of like hashtag reckless doing this with doing this with real Bitcoin. So that's been fun. But basically, there's like 3 steps here. You come to the app, you connect your wallet. So this is hosted on Voltage right now. So I have a Voltage wallet. I just do a basic connection to it, just like you would with Albi or something else. And then you come over to this tab, the My Info, and you fill out some basic information like your name, email address, like gender, age, and this is where I can really take it. I can take it a lot farther than just these demographics, but just starting with something simple for now. So you have your information in here again, stored locally, and you have your wallet connected, and then the next step to this is, say I'm a website that's implemented the lunch money library. So I've added this to my website. So I'm gonna open a new tab. I'm gonna show you the example, but it's gonna kind of go quick. So I just want to like kind of preempt you with that. But basically, I'm going to hit a website. This website is called B-commerce. So it's an e-commerce website that uses Bitcoin. It's really simple. It's nothing pretty, but it has a list of items that you might want to buy. So when I hit this demo, welcome to B-commerce. Since it's your first time here, this is our generic. And yeah, see, it went so fast, right? But you saw that loading screen.
Yeah, that was super fast.
Yeah, so people watching this, maybe you can like rewind it to see it. But
do it. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but basically when you load the screen, it loads with all the generic info you would see when you land on any e-commerce website for the first time ever. It just loads like, hey, we'll show you some random, I think there was like a Hello Kitty doll or like yoga pants or something like that, because this website, B-commerce, knows nothing about me. So it's just going to give me some very generic products to try and get me into a funnel to then maybe I'll log in, maybe I'll tell them my preferences, I'll do some searches and stuff like that. With B-commerce, what B-commerce did was they implemented the lunch money library, which basically asks my Chrome extension. It says, hey, can I have your first name, your age, and your zip code, and your gender? And the Chrome extension says, sure, you can have that. Here's an invoice. Pay this invoice, and we'd be happy to give that to programmatically hand that over to you. So my website, B-commerce, pays that invoice from its own server over the Lightning Network. And then once the Chrome extension sees that invoice is paid, it says, okay, thanks for paying that. Here you go. Here's the data. So now the B-commerce app simply just refreshes itself with the data. So it sees that my name's Dylan. So it can give a nice message to me saying like, welcome to B-commerce, Dylan, just to personalize it right off the bat. And then here you can say, hey, since you're a 37-year-old male, we think you'll love these items. And so they're able to ping their own service, their own search engine, do their own kind of logic to say a 37-year-old male from 90045 zip code, he probably wants an Apple Watch, Power Rangers memorabilia, and Osprey hiking backpack. That's what our kind of like data analytics on our back end says he'll most likely want to buy. And yeah, those are all things that I like. And then like kind of the last part to this is that like since it has my zip code, I can even calculate what the shipping cost will be. Like the first time that Dylan lands on my website, I can say, hey, you're coming visiting from here. We already know what your shipping costs. No more of that like, we'll calculate your shipping costs at checkout, right? Which we see a lot on e-commerce sites. So that's kind of the overview of how this works. And then if I go look in here, you can see, you probably can't tell, but this new one popped in. This number is different than last time, so I can see my updated balance, and I can see that I'm earning sats just from kind of handing over my data like this. And so this is just one example, the B-commerce example, but there's like a million different ways that a website could do this. They could use it, say, hey, at checkout, we'll give you a rebate. Or if you sign up for our newsletter, which we can get your email, and if you sign up for the newsletter, consent to signing up for our newsletter, we'll kick back like 20 sats or something like that, right? So there's a million different ways you could take this. This is just like one very basic example of how websites could implement something like this. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I remember when you showed us this the other day, and we had this conversation much later, but everybody was like, Oh my God, Dylan! Like, I guess we all knew what you were building, but it wasn't until you actually like showed us. We finally got it. And I think again today we were talking earlier. I think maybe it was John from Coracle. He was like, "That's when I knew what Dylan was making was actually pretty genius." Remember that? And so
Yeah,
the cool thing I think about this is it happens so fast you don't even realize it. Like I think that's the really interesting thing here. And for people who are watching at home, like show them again. Can you show them again, Dylan, or will it like break
yeah.
everything? Okay.
Let me just clear it. I got a little cheat code to clear it here.
Because I think even myself, when I first saw it the first time, I was like, wait, I think I missed it. It was so fast. I didn't see it.
Yeah, no, I guess the next part of this demo is I need to have some kind of like toggle or a way to slow it down or something like that. But damn, the Lightning Network's just so fast, you know? Okay, I'm
Love
going
it.
to refresh it and you got to look quick. So loading personalization, Hello Kitty doll, women's yoga
Oh,
pants,
yeah. And
and then
then boom, it fixed. Yeah.
it pops in, right?
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
so good.
next version of the demo, I'll make it like slower or something. But I kind of don't want to because it's so cool how fast the Lightning Network is for this kind of stuff. So yeah, it's been super fun. And like you were saying earlier, I've been really struggling since the beginning of this hackathon of like, man, I'm trying to pitch this idea. I'm trying to get it out there. I'm working hard on a demo, but I don't have it there yet. And I feel like people just either they don't get it or they just think it's not that cool. And so when I finally got the demo, even I was like, oh man, finally works. I was like, dude, this is really cool. And so when other people kind of gave me some validation of saying like, oh, I get it now,
Yeah.
that was like a huge. I
Yeah.
got super excited about that. So that was a
Yeah.
blast.
Yeah. I think conceptually you explained it as well as you possibly could without seeing anything. But it wasn't until like we saw it and yeah.
Yeah.
This is great. So, yeah. So I guess like where if people want to, I know you're not there yet, but like if people wanted to use this product or integrate it into their commerce or e-commerce website, how would they do that, Dylan? Or are we kind of still in kind of building mode?
Yeah, definitely still in building mode. Technically, like you could install it. So if you go to getlunchmoney.com, you can like download the source code and build it yourself and kind of that whole thing and install it on your browser in that way. But you do need to go find like the bigger part of it is actually getting working with businesses to say like, hey, do you want to provide this experience for your customers in this growing set of like Bitcoin savvy customers, and then kind of getting them to implement it. So I have all the code there for a company to implement this, but I don't have like a lot of just a go to my website and click and then one step, two step, three step, you're installed. It would be a little bit of me like giving them kind of the code snippet that they could install and then kind of like practicing with it and seeing how they could potentially integrate it. So there's a little bit of work there. Not too bad. I would be over the moon to show anybody how they could integrate it into their websites. But yeah, that's kind of the point right now. So they'd need to get a hold of me personally, and I would walk them through it, how to get it all set up.
That's great. And yeah, for the people at home, like Dylan has a lot of experience doing this, so much so that you've been helping other top builder teams with all sorts of things. Can you talk about your top builder experience and how you felt during it? And like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think all the teams have been helping me so much. So whenever I see an opportunity where I can like provide some feedback or even just like helping with a pitch or just telling stories from some of my old days where I did things, like I'm happy to. But yeah, I've heard a lot of stories from others too. So it's been really great, like just people sharing. We'll say when I first came in, I was like, I didn't know everybody. It seems like some people know each other a little more than other people know each other, but over the stand-ups and kind of the weekly check-ins and stuff like that, I've started to DM people and we've had side conversations and it's
Yeah.
just kind of picked up in that way, and it's been really encouraging. I really like am loving the conversations I'm having with just other Bitcoiners and other hackers in the Top Builder hackathon. And so yeah, I see it almost as like it's a network that you guys are building, and that like every time you do another top builder, you're just adding another 30 teams, 20 20, 30 teams into this like growing network, and then we can all kind of help each other
Yeah.
as it goes on. So next time you'll have 60 teams that are in Slack all helping each other. And then the next one you'll have like 80 teams, and you just keep adding to it. And then we can all kind of benefit from
Yeah.
doing that. So
T-
I think that's going to be huge.
Totally. And that's kind of the goal, right? Like, cause I realized, like here in the lab, we kind of have that. And in Austin, we do
Mhm.
that already. Like we all help each other out. And it was interesting to see that that kind of also worked out just on online and Slack. And I think for the most part, the ecosystem already does that naturally, but it's very hard to like just confidence wise to just shoot somebody like a, Jimmy Song an email. But if it comes from somebody within our network, they're like, oh, okay, well, this person, it's just proof of work and web of trust of a sort, right? But just in the real world. And for me, I was really shocked that this actually worked out, you know?
Yeah,
Um,
I think the proof of work is definitely a thing. Like when you're just kind of in quote unquote in the trenches with these other people in this like cohort or whatever you want to call it, like you just check in with them every week and you see what they're building and they see what you're building, and then you have aha moments where you're like, oh, I finally get what you're working on, and now I have these ideas about what you're working on. So it's just you get a little bit of their like emotional investment week to week, and I think that's like a really strong way to like build kind of like continuity with other people, but also
yeah,
build a little like emotional buy-in from them, and then you carry those relationships forward like forever, basically. And so
yeah.
you're scaling that, and I think that's really cool and not to be taken lightly.
Yeah, I think it's really fun, and I think I forget who I was telling today, but I think maybe after Top Builder, we'll probably just do like a Pleb Lab community call once a week, and then like let everybody be a part of that kind of thing. Because I think that'd be
Yeah,
cool if like because we have a lot more people inside the whole Slack, and it'd be cool to get everybody on there and let them help see what we could do, just internally.
yeah.
And yeah, cool.
I think you can even like keep track of the past top builders, past companies, and just like you could even just say like, hey, what's lunch money up to these days, or
Yeah.
like what are the other apps like what is this app up to these days? Like, did they move on to other things? Are they keeping going? Like, and it's yeah, it could be fun to just look back and just keep in touch with everyone.
Yeah, I think that's been the most surprising thing is to see all the success that uh, that a lot of y'all have had outside of Top Builder, and that's what we're built for at PlebLab. That was the original goal and mission was to get people to where they need to be in Bitcoin and help them on their path to whatever success looks like for them. And I'm bullish on that idea, and even when it doesn't make sense in a lot of scenarios, and people think I'm crazy, I'm like, no, this is how we get Bitcoin to hyper Bitcoinization. So I don't know.
No, I think you're spot on. I think you're doing exactly what needs to be done.
Yeah. Cool, Dylan. Is there anything else to show us here, or what do you think?
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Like I said, it's there's a lot in the background that's happening, but hopefully we can make it so it doesn't look like that on the front end. Because I just want it to be easy for people to integrate and for people to start making money. Like I just feel like you know I've felt like I've just been tracked by Facebook pixels and Google ads and these
Uh,
ad networks. It's such a big industry over the last like 20 years being in this industry, and I just feel like I literally feel like on the Matrix when when the bodies are
yeah,
all over things and they're just harvesting our data, but like harvesting our heat energy, and it's just like this is the red pill right here of like how do we break out of that? And it's like why can't companies just pay their user directly for that data, and then boom, you have like a good relationship with this person who just visited your website, and now they're going to want to tell their friends about like this website that pays you money when you go there, and you can kind of like just get rid of all the like several billion-dollar industry of tracking you and fingerprinting you and all this stuff that just like really sucks about the internet right now.
yeah,
And I feel like it's a no-brainer to like if you tell a company, hey, do you want to pay this person $5 to get this data, and then you don't have to set up a data lake, and you don't need Snowflake, and you don't need like to track their data and sit and like have it in cold storage and pay thousands of dollars a month for this stuff. It's like no, just pay them some Bitcoin, and then they're happy to work with you. It's just like, I want that to exist so bad.
Yeah, I think you're well on your way to. I don't, because I don't know of anybody else doing anything similar like this. This is completely different than anything else out there as far as like the extensions that we see. So I'm bullish. I'm bullish on you, Dylan. I'm bullish on Get Lunch Money. So
Thanks, Carl.
yeah,
Appreciate it.
yeah, for anybody who's listening right now, and they're probably like, "Is Dylan going to make the top 5 final round?" You got to find out. You got to find out. March 14th. March 14th.
I'm wondering that too.
March 14th in Austin, Texas. Dylan has a lot of work to do. He's going to submit all his stuff to GitHub, and then we're going to make the decision here on Friday. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be really tough. Like I have my hands up right now. I'm just incredibly inspired by a lot of y'all. From when the first interview I had with y'all to where you're at now, it's like, wow, I would have never. It's one of the great things about doing this is I get to see all the transformations, and this could potentially be the thing that breaks the ad monopoly that's out there. So it's really cool to be on the cutting edge of stuff, and Dylan's a part of that. All the top builders are a part of that. If you want to be a part of it too, come to Austin in March 14th, South by Southwest, or I should say Bitcoin Takeover, Sats by. And I'm going to be on RHR tomorrow promoting top builders like Dylan and Startup Day, and we're going to do it. We're gonna single-handedly change the course of history, and people like Dylan are going to help us get there. Dylan, where can people find you? Where can people check out Lunch Money?
Yeah, so getlunchmoney.com, easy one. I'm one of the many Dylans in the Bitcoin space. So my Twitter name is Dylan Bathurst. You can probably find me. You Google me and find stuff. I'm on Noster. I can't read my info right now, but you can find me on there. Just search search my name. But yeah, pretty much cross everywhere. So happy to talk with people about the idea. Happy to like get on a call and get them set up with the app on either side of it. Yeah, just hit me up. I'm pretty open to striking up these random conversations. So.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Yeah, reach out to him, and we'll see you next time on a Top Builder stream tomorrow. Actually, we got a few more tomorrow.